So we're just at the ImmersionRC factory today, looking at the new RF power meter by ImmersionRC. So Tony is here from ImmersionRC to show us a little bit about it and give us a little bit of a demonstration on how it works.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Unboxing.
Let's do an unboxing.
First one. There we go. Unboxed. What you get in the box? The meter. The fact that it was designed in Switzerland looks like a Toblerone. There's absolutely no connection between the two. There's the adapter.
Lovely. So there's three components you get in the box, and
Yep.
if you turn it over, what does it come with? We'll open it.
Open it. We'll show you that way or that way. It actually slide to open, you see.
Uh-huh.
There's the built-in lithium-ion battery.
Beautiful. And that's chargeable.
Just USB.
Beautiful. That's easy.
Okay, it lasts for hours. It shuts down automatically. So. First power up.
Yep.
There we go. So we've got various modes. This mode shows dBms, watts, the analog display, duty cycle, and this is the kind of scope power mode, which we'll see in a minute. And this is Scully mode. This is race directors mode, which we'll also see in a minute. What do you want to do? Test the tramp?
Let's test the tram, yeah.
All right. So, what are we on? First, so it's 59.50. Where's the wand? One with a missing button. What do we want? Let's go down on race band channel 1. Okay, so one thing, just calibrate the frequency, make it a little more precise, 56, 58. So you just tell the meter what frequency you're measuring. 56, 58, close enough. And we're measuring average power. So that's ready to go. Race channel 1, 25 milliwatts. Programmed. Give it power. And that's a bit of a chance. We're at 25.6 milliwatts, climbing a little bit. That's about right.
Lovely. Now, one of the things that you've talked about in the past is people measuring on milliwatts and not on dBm. So maybe explain a little bit about the difference between dBm and milliwatts and maybe the relation there and how we actually should be looking at measuring transmitters rather than so much in milliwatt, more so the dBm.
Well, power kind of drops off logarithmically with distance, and dBm is a logarithmic unit. So, for example, 6 dB, everyone knows 6 dB is twice range. So if you either increase your transmitter power by 6 dB or you increase your antenna gain by 6 dB, that's double the range. And it's a lot easier to work and think in dB units than it is in watts or in milliwatts. So it's real RF guys just think in dBms, they don't think in watts. But there's actually a section in the manual which explains the two measurement types and why they're important. Cool. So we do some of the other modes.
Yep. So is it still on 25? Oh, it's off now.
So let's go do the sniffer antenna. So this is just a little 5.8 gig whip. This is the Scully whip.
Yep.
Okay. So now we can take a radio.
Oh, and incidentally, you've left the, so maybe while you're talking about that, but you've left the tramp on with...
Oh, they never fry. It's protected. They'll get hot, it'll notice it, and they'll just power down. All right. So now what we can do is we can do this mode. This is actually showing now the RF packets coming out of the antenna. So, and you've got, it's like an oscilloscope, so you can change the span. So this is 10 milliseconds across the span. So with this, we can see that packets are being emitted about 10 millisecond intervals.
Yep.
So about 100 hertz. Okay. So it's kind of neat.
Very cool.
But what's neat is, if we compare it with another radio. So the other thing is, this thing's transmitting 50% of the time, which is part of the reason why it's relatively good. Maybe a bit naughty, but relatively good. try the same with the Spectrum. So this thing has 2 antennas. So you can see it transmits a lot less of the time, about 13%. We also, there's 2 packets emitted, one from one antenna. So the second pulse comes from the antenna in the back, and the first pulse comes from the antenna in the front.
Yeah.
So you can actually find antennas in radios doing this. You can make sure both antennas are working about the same power. So that's kind of a neat mode.
Cool.
And then a Scully mode. The Scully mode. So we're to race. We will hire this thing up, 25 milliwatts. And we'll go into the third mode here. So this thing's now transmitting 25 milliwatts, so I can store that as a reference. So the middle is about there. So whenever I go up to a 25 milliwatt transmitter, I should be right in the middle. So if I've got a broken antenna.
So would you, obviously you want to use one transmitter that you know is working well in terms of it's putting out the 25 milliwatts, and then use that as a reference on the meter from there on. So if you measure one that's 150 milliwatts and then you use that as a reference, obviously
you wouldn't want to do that.
Right. Yeah.
But this is something that's been done for a while. So let's set it on to 600 milliwatts, and now we get close to it. It's way overpowered.
Yeah.
Hammer time. And likewise, if it's very low, if we set it to 2 milliwatts, as it would be if you had a broken antenna. You had a broken antenna or a defective transmitter, it's going to read low.
Cool. So it's a really simple way of saying, without having to read too much measurements and etc. A really simple way of saying, are you over or under, or you're just on the line.
It's a very rough measurement. But it's all you need for the racing.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you, Tony. Well done.
Coming to a Australian store near you.